Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you once again for joining me on Talk and Fight for another episode where I discuss the news and headlines courtesy of our friends from Boxing 24/7. First off, let me say, I might have been a little remiss. I might have forgotten to tell you that Kim Clavel, who we talked about last week, who's a Canadian fighter, Kim Clavel won her showdown against Maria Soledad Vargas in Montreal on the 28th on the weekend. And we had a bit of a discussion with our friends over at Last Belt Boxing about how the Canadians would do. And it was their opinion, specifically Carl, this goes out to you, that the Canadians would be completely zeros, losing every single match. Well, they didn't. Kim Clavel defeated the Mexican Maria Vargas to conquer the vacant WBC Silver Light Flag crown in the main event of a card that took place this Saturday at the IGA Stadium in Montreal, Canada. It was a very high-level fight where Clavel showed her world-class level. She completely followed the strategy of her coach, Danielle Bouchard. Clavel prevailed with cards of 98-92, 99-91, and 99-91. And with this victory, Clavel improved her record to 14-0 with 2 knockouts, while Vargas left the ring with a record of 15-3-1 with 1 knockout. Congratulations, Kim. Sorry I forgot to mention your victory yesterday. In other news, another victory I forgot to mention due to all the excitement about a certain Jake Paul. U.S. Olympian Charles Conwell, who's 16-0, undefeated with 12 knockouts, continued his impressive start to his professional career by overpowering previously unbeaten Mexican Juan Rubio, who is now 18-1 with 9 knockouts, to score a third-round TKO in a scheduled 10-round super welterweight bout. And that, again, took place at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland on Sunday night. Congratulations to Charles Conwell, a really good U.S. Olympian. In upcoming fight news, let me take you over to England, where Benn is facing Adrian Grenados at the Emerald Headingley Stadium in Leeds, England, this upcoming, I believe it's Saturday night, September the 4th. Anyway, Benn has put his fight camp disappointment behind him and is now fully focused on stealing the show when he defends his WBA Continental welterweight title against Adrian Grenados in Leeds this Saturday, September 4th, to be shown on DAZN. As we all know, the Destroyer was set to headline the first Matchroom Fight Camp event last month before a positive COVID test forced the Essex native to pull out of his clash with Mexican-American Grenados on the Thursday of Fight Week. Benn, a face of the British boxing future, upped his stock in a major way after a first-round destruction of Samuel Vargas in April to improve to 18-0 with 12 knockouts. And the surging 24-year-old knows that another standout victory will push him a step closer to a world title shot in the 147 pounds division. I was devastated, admitted Benn. I went home half, not believing it. We did around 8 tests. I was absolutely devastated. I worked extremely hard and had a blinding camp. It honestly pained me so much, I even shed a few tears. I knew go through adversity again. It's just how you react to it. What's for me won't pass me. So come September 4th, in front of 20,000 fans, I'll put on a show. I was quite worried about COVID. A few people messaged me saying not to train too hard too soon when I broke my jaw. And I had my first sparring session back. People were saying, you're gonna be a bit hesitant. And I thought, no, I'm not. If it goes, it goes. If my jaw goes, it goes. I'm not going to have that at the back of my head. That was my mindset in training. When I was doing my sprints on the final steps down at Leon C, how am I hitting my PB after COVID? How am I hitting my PB for a 5-miler? I'm not going to say it's all been heaven because a lot of people have been affected by COVID, but I'm blessed to have made a full recovery in time for this huge show. I don't have a message for Grenados. I don't. There's nothing to say. I'll let my fists do the talking. Everything that has been said from both parties has now been said. At the end of the day, the promo is done. All that's left to do now is fight. And come September 4th, he's in for one hell of a fight. I know he's going to bring it, but that's just going to get me going. Let's have it. He's a tough, durable guy. The only person stopping is Danny Garcia. He won the fight against Adrian Broner. He gave hell to Sean Porter. He fought Robert Easter Jr. He's been in it with the top boys, but he's in with another top boy. I just want to fight now. I just want to get in there now. Good luck, Connor Benn. On that same card, I might add one of our favorites to talk and fight, Katie Taylor is going up against Jennifer Hahn. Katie Taylor says she's relishing the opportunity to make her latest defense of her undisputed lightweight crown in front of those 20,000 people at Leeds on this blockbuster Lara versus Warrington 2-card Saturday show. The Irish star, who's now 18-0 with 6 knockouts, was forced to dig deep as she retained her world titles via a unanimous decision victory after another memorable meeting with Natasha Jonas last time out at Manchester in May. 9 years on from their London 2012 Olympic Games bout. Wow, time flies. This time, Taylor puts her belts on the line against 6-time national amateur champion and former IBF featherweight world champion Jennifer Hahn, who's 18-3-1 with 1 knockout, her latest mandatory challenger, who heads into this weekend's clash on the back of an 8-fight winning streak. My father was born and raised in Leeds, so we all grew up as Leeds United fans, said Taylor. There are still a few Leeds United fans out there. I'm really excited to fight in Leeds and in front of so many fans. It's kind of like a second home to me, so I just can't wait. It's going to be so exciting boxing in front of 20,000 people. The atmosphere is going to be insane. Leeds fans are very passionate and loud. I think the last 12 months have been fantastic for me personally. I'm still sitting here as the undisputed champion, 18-0, with some fantastic performances and some amazing fights under my belt. The fights I've been in have elevated women's boxing to another level. This is the pinnacle of professional boxing, holding all of the belts. That's what everyone in professional boxing wants to do. Everyone's dream is to become the undisputed champion, and we can't agree more. And we can hardly wait to take the word women's out of boxing and have these bouts go on at their own pace. In other fight news from around the world, we have Martin Bakoli going up against Haruna Asumanu. Bakoli will make his highly anticipated return to the ring when he takes on Asumanu in a heavyweight showdown on September 18th. The pair will collide in Dubai on the undercard of the clash between strongman-turned-boxer Thor Bjornsson and arm wrestling legend Devon Larratt. And it will be broadcast live on Core Sports World. And I might have mentioned that a while back. I do remember mentioning that a while back, so we won't get into that. But we will talk about Bakoli. Bakoli, who's now 16-1 with 12 knockouts, is back following his unanimous decision over Sergey Kuzmin in December, winning the WBC International Heavyweight title in the process. He has spent the last few weeks in camp with Alexander Usyk, ahead of the Ukrainians' clash with Anthony Joshua for the IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight titles on September 25th. A fight we are all looking forward to for sure. Asumanu, who's 11-2 with 7 knockouts, has won all but 2 of his professional fights and has shared the ring with former Daniel Dubois opponent Ebenezer Tete and undefeated Russian prospect Arslan Ilyev. Elsewhere on the card in Dubai on September 18th are CrossFit rivals Josh Bridges and Jacob Hepner, who collide together, while the likes of one of my favorites, Avril Matthew, goes into the ring as well. Other fighters include Steffi Cohen and more who are joining the action that night. Can't wait. It's going to be a great fight night. Speaking of great fight nights upcoming, it's interesting to note, we've been noting this quite a bit on Talk and Fight, that the popularity of boxing in India is growing so much so that, let me quote, and this is with respect to a fight coming up Sagar Nawat versus Rahul Kumar, okay, at the Crown Plaza in Greater Noida in India. In terms of popularity and participation, boxing continues to grow rapidly in the nation of India. Since the lockdown was eased in September 2020, it's a year ago, the country has hosted close to 20 events, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by the WBC. They see great potential in a country with a population of over 1 billion inhabitants. Hence, the recent establishment of the WBC India Committee and championship titles. Adding to India's increasing links to the World Boxing Council, we will see the WBC Asian Boxing Council Continental title contested on September 3rd, it's in a few days, at the Crown Plaza in Greater Noida, as I was saying earlier. The event, shown for free on Punch Boxing's YouTube channel, sees Sagar Nawat challenge Rahul Kumar for the vacant super welterweight belt. Arif Khan, the promoter behind the upcoming bout, was delighted to secure a title fight on home soil. He says, "I am very proud to host the WBC Asian Boxing Council Continental title at the Punch Boxing. Sugar versus Rahul will be a very close and exciting fight. Let's see who wins. In the end, it's the sport of boxing in India that wins. We wish many more amazing fights come to our country and the Punch Boxing." Narwat, who's 12-1-1, arguably one of India's most popular boxers, commented, "It's my first title fight in India, but this is just the beginning. I hope I'll be fighting for a world title very soon. Special thanks to Punch Boxing for all the support they have given me." Elsewhere on the fight card, it should be noted, unbeaten heavyweight Harsh Gill, who's 4-0, will return to the ring as he aims to continue the great start of his professional career. In total, 9 professional bouts will be happening throughout the evening, and what's being billed as an exciting night of fight action at the luxurious Crown Plaza Hotel in Greater Noida. There you go. All the news from around the world that's fit to print today. Thanks for joining me once again. Thanks to my friends over Boxing 24/7. Thank you, Christian, for all the news you're giving me and the opportunity to relate that news to our fans. And remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified when I'm coming up next. And we'll see you tomorrow.